We got the Backrooms, A Long Journey. Apparently my username is in there in the title. Read this and make parts, please. I mean, do I have to make parts or can I just read it all now? Because it's literally 2 minutes, but if I had to guess, this is going to be a long story. So I might make parts, but we'll try to finish it in this video. But hey, shout out Tubbs. I'm calling you Tubbs. If you don't like it, let me know in the comments. Or Tubbs Proto, or yeah, you know what, Proto. I like the name Proto. All right, it's gonna be some reading, so let's get to it. All right, hold up. I want to read this first. Pause if you need to. Okay. All right. Hey, if Fuego reads this entire thing, I will shout him out and never miss a post from him again. By the way, Fuego, you can make multiple parts to this. Enjoy. I will think about it. We'll think about it. But for now, the author is polished. The author is Tobias J. Swinghammer, The Forgotten Labyrinth. Gregory Adams was never one to believe in conspiracy theories. A software developer by day and an avid gamer by night. His life was a blend of code, deadlines, and caffeine-fueled late nights. However, everything changed the day he found himself trapped in the Backrooms, a place that defied the laws of reality and shook his belief in what was possible. Okay. Let's scroll down for a little bit. Hey, don't go too fast, my man. Don't go too fast. Okay. All right. Oh. It began as an ordinary Tuesday afternoon. Gregory had spent hours debugging a particular stubborn line of code, his eyes bloodshot and his mind racing. The office was quiet, the hum of fluorescent lights overhead his only company. He leaned back in his chair, rubbing his temples, when something peculiar happened. A strange buzzing sound filled his ears, a constant whine that grew louder by the second. Faintly, he could also hear the muffled voices of his coworkers, but when he turned his head to ask what the noise was, no one was there. In fact, the office appeared empty, but the sounds persisted. Curious and unnerved, Gregory got up from his desk and walked to the break room, hoping to find some clarity. When he entered, the room was eerily silent. The usual hum of the vending machine, the clink of the coffee mugs, and the chatter of colleagues were all gone. Instead, the room felt wrong. Everything seemed too still, too sterile. A chill ran down his spine. He stepped back into the hallway, and his heart racing. The fluorescent... Oh, okay. I'm sorry. The fluorescent... Okay, let's restart. He stepped back into the hallway, his heart racing. The fluorescent lights flickered. I love how he uses the word fluorescent. I've never actually heard that word before, but anyways. The fluorescent lights flickered above him, casting harsh shadows that stretched unnaturally. He walked a few steps before realizing something was off. The hallway seemed longer than before. It stretched farther than it should have, the walls becoming more faded, the carpeting growing damp beneath his shoes. Gregory felt a strange sense of vertigo, as if he was caught in some liminal space that didn't belong to the office. As he tried to rationalize the sensation, the buzzing... Sorry. Whew, I gotta take a breath. The buzzing sound became deafening, drowning out his thoughts. His vision blurred, and for a split second, it felt as if though I lost my... What? It felt as if though the world around him was folding on itself. His stomach lurched, and before he knew it, the ground beneath his feet seemed to vanish. He fell forward, his body hitting something soft yet disorienting, like a strange foam mattress. When he opened his eyes, he was no longer in the office. Woo! Yo, I kind of like this. I mean, I know there's no video to it, whatever, but just reading it, I can get the image in my head. Hey, whoever's got a good imagination, hit that like button. Anyways, the world around him had transformed into an endless maze of yellow-tinted rooms, each in indistinguishably. Whoa, okay, okay. From the other. The buzzing sound was now a constant echoing through the spaces like the hum of a broken machine. The walls were covered in a sickly shade of mustard yellow, their surfaces stained and peeling, as if they haven't been maintained in decades. The carpet was thick and matted. A dull belch, yes, a dull belch that felt sticky beneath his feet. There was no way out, no windows, no doors, just hallway after hallway, room after room, stretching infinitely in all directions. Gregory stumbled to his feet, his mind racing to comprehend what had just happened. He had heard of the Backrooms before, cryptic stories circulating the internet about a liminal space that existed beyond the fabric of reality, but they were just stories, right? Nothing more than a dark corner of the web that people shared for amusement. No one truly believed it. Okay, all right. Hey, my bad if I'm messing up. I'm a little bit dyslexic, so please forgive me, Proto. Yeah. Yet here he was, trapped in what seemed like the very thing that he had dismissed as a myth. His breath quickened, panicked, setting in as the realization hit him he was completely alone in this twisted, endless labyrinth. The buzzing sound seemed to grow louder, vibrating in his skull, but there was no source, no machinery, just an overwhelming sense of isolation that gnawed at his mind. He tried to move, but the layout of the rooms made no sense. Every hallway he walked down led to another identical hallway. Every door he opened revealed more of the same, a never-ending sea of yellow. He felt as his stomach twisted as it realized the true horror. There was no escape. Hours passed, or was it days? Time had lost all meaning in this place. The only thing that remained consistent was the oppressive atmosphere and the hum that echoed throughout the halls. Gregory began to lose track of his thoughts. Hunger gnawed at him. There was nothing to eat. His throat grew dry, but the air was thick and stale, devoid of any moisture. He searched for anything that could help him understand what was happening. But every room was a mirror of the last, empty, oppressive, and unnervingly silent. Whew, all right. After what felt like an eternity, he stumbled upon something different. A door. It was unusual. For one, it was the first door he had found that wasn't a faded, identical copy of the others. The door had a metallic handle, polished and gleaming, in contrast to the yellowed, decaying walls around it. Gregory approached cautiously, his heartbeat quickening. The door seemed to beckon him, promising something different, something other than the suffocating monotony of the Backrooms. He hesitated for a moment, then grasped the handle and turned it. The door opened, but to his surprise, it didn't reveal another room. Instead, it opened into a vast cavemus. Cavemus? I have never heard these words before. Like, wait, what? Cavemus? Cavemus space that seemed to stretch far beyond the limits of the labyrinth. Gregory stepped through, and immediately he was hit with a wave of cold air. The space was vast. Too vast. He had no idea where he was, but it felt wrong, like he had crossed some threshold that wasn't meant to be crossed. The walls, Oh my goodness, hang on. The space was vast, too vast. He had no idea where he was, but it felt wrong, like he had crossed some threshold that wasn't meant to be crossed. The walls, if they could even be called walls, were made of something that resembled dark metal, gleaming in the low light. The air felt heavy, saturated with an energy he couldn't explain, and the hum, the unrelenting buzz, grew louder and louder and louder, now accompanied by stranger discordant sounds, whispers, perhaps, or distant screams. Gregory couldn't tell. Phew. Oh yeah, and my bad about the noise in the background. It's the flipping crickets! I know the crickets can be annoying. I'm sorry. All right, let's continue. He turned to leave, but the door was gone. It had vanished, leaving only the endless space in front of him. Panic surged to his veins, and he began to run. He had no destination, no direction, but his legs carried him, desperate to escape the suffocating alien landscape around him. Sorry. I'm pretty sure y'all heard the jingle.
My bad, girl. Just shut your freaking mouth.
Alright, enough being distracted. He ran for what felt like hours, each step growing heavier, the air growing colder. The hum never ceased. It became a part of him, an invasive presence in his mind. The walls twisted as if they were alive, shifting and reshaping with every glance. His own breath became distorted, echoing in the oppressive emptiness. Bro, this is very detailed. I love how much effort he put into this. Alright. Eventually, he collapsed to the ground, his body racked with exhaustion. His mind was blur, and all that remained was the endless sound. The endless sound, the endless yellow, the endless void. Gregory had no idea how long he had been here. Days? Weeks? He couldn't remember. The only thing he knew for certain was that he was lost. Lost in a place that should not exist, and he would never escape. A note to the reader. The Backrooms are said to exist beyond our world, somewhere between the folds of reality. Those who wander too far from the known world may find themselves trapped in a labyrinth corridor, forever pursued by the hum of lights, the smell of stale carpet, and the feeling that they were never truly alone. If you ever find yourself in a... If you ever find yourself in a place that seems too wrong to be real, remember, it might be more than just your imagination. It might be the beginning of a journey that you could never return from. Yo, okay. All right. The Forgotten Labyrinth, level 11. Gregory's mind was on the edge of breaking. Days, maybe weeks, had passed since he first found himself in the Backrooms. All right. He no longer knew what day it was, or even if time still had meaning in this place. The endless maze of the yellow rooms had become his reality, an inescapable prison of distorted geometry and disorienting isolation. He no longer searched for answers. The only goal was to survive, to keep moving forward, even if forward felt like a lie. The hum, that incessant buzzing, had... Whoa! Go back. That was a little too quick. Wait, did I... Oh, no. I'm good. I thought I passed it. Yo! Okay, hang on. He kind of struggles here. Alright, so we'll just go ahead and read this. The hum, that incessant buzzing, had grown louder. At times it felt like it was coming from within him, vibrating through his skull, as if the Backrooms were somehow inside his mind, folding his thoughts into their warped reality. The yellow walls had become a constant... There's a comma there. A constant. The color searing itself into his mind. The carpet beneath his feet was no longer just sticky. It felt like it was alive. Like it clung to his every step, slowing him down as if he tried to keep him here, keep him from escaping. But there was something else now. Something different. Alright, it's getting pretty interesting. As Gregory wandered through yet another corridor, a subtle shift in the air caught his attention. It was cooler than usual, a strange draft that didn't belong in a place so stagnant and lifeless. The hum, too, had taken on a new, more sinister tone, now accompanied by a deep, rumbling vibration beneath the floor. A chill crawled up his spine as he noticed that the walls around him were no longer simply faded and peeling. They were warped, bent inward as if the space itself was buckling under some unseen pressure. Okay then. Bro, you put some effort into this, dude. I'm proud of you, bro. Shout outs to Proto, man. That's what I'm gonna call you from now on, unless you let me know what you want me to call you. All right. Whew, it's a lot of reading. All right. We're only at 43 seconds, and we're already at 15 minutes. Yeah, you know what? We're going to end it right here, ladies and gentlemen. Part 1, The Backrooms, A Long Journey. All right. If you enjoyed that little bit of reading, like and subscribe. Peace.